From South London to the Stretford End, the home of unapologetic Man United talk. Welcome back to Peckham Reds. Woo! So we're here, we're back.
You're back.
Yeah. Nate couldn't make it today, unfortunately, but I'm here. So I'll briefly talk on last week, because we didn't get to do that. We lost 3-1 to Brentford. Luckily, the last game was a win, so we're going to speak on the last game more this week. But yeah, that Brentford game was heartbreaking. Yeah, man, we went down and it was just like, bro, what are we doing here? And I feel like a lot of us were thinking, Amorim, is he our guy? Like, what actually happens now? But then we faced Sunderland at home. We beat them 2-0. And I feel like, you know what? This was a game where it's against newly promoted opposition. So it's hard to judge, but at the same time, they've been playing well. I think they're even above us in the league. I think we're 9th and they're 8th. So in terms of how games have gone so far, they're not weak opposition. They're not Wolves at the bottom of the table. However, we still have to talk about the fact that they just got promoted. And I think they even got promoted through playoffs. It's not like they were promoted first and second and like Leeds and Burnley were, where they stormed the league. No. So we actually got to understand that this is a game that we were supposed to win. Like, we're at home. So, am I happy? Yeah, we got 3 points. We got 4 more games until people can cut their hair. That guy, United Strand, he's waiting for 5 games. I'm waiting for 5 games as well. I've told people that when we win 5 games, I'll cut my hair as well. So, we'll have to wait and see on that. But in terms of this weekend's game, happy. Who played well? Mount obviously got his goal, played well. I liked our right side as well. I feel like our right side is much stronger than our left side. So, Mbuemo and Ahmad, I think that's positive. And even though they had opportunities, I'm happy, but I still think when you're cutting in, you should be hitting corners as opposed to going straight to the keeper. So, there's room for improvement there. Left side, I still feel like Dorgu has to make better runs to the box and crosses. I think he was decent this week, to be fair. But 2-0, am I happy with that result? Considering what we've gone through, yes. But in the grand scheme of things, I still feel like we need to improve. Our goal difference is still -2. And we've played 7 games. So, I don't know. Like, we just got to hope after the international break. Our next game, wait, Matt, do you know who our next game is against? Yeah, our next game after this international break, we got to go for the win straight away, regardless of who it is. Wait, I've heard of. We've got Liverpool, home or away? Away. You know what? I'm not scared of that. Because Liverpool have lost 3 in a row. So they first lost to Palace, they lost to Galatasaray in Europe last week, and then they lost on the weekend to Chelsea, dagger. So they've clearly got their problems as well. So even though they won the league last season, Liverpool aren't as strong as people think they would be and should be. That's why they've let Arsenal get to the top of the league. By the way, Arsenal fans, don't get excited. It's only temporary. You're actually not going to win the league. But yeah, we got Liverpool next. I feel like that will be a true test. I feel like Arsenal was a test. Even though we didn't win or get a point from it, there was something positive. But I feel like now that we've started to play games, Liverpool will be our first true test. It would have been Chelsea if there wasn't a red card in that game. 2 red cards, in fact. But this Liverpool one, both teams that have to prove a point. Liverpool have to show that, yeah, we won the league. We are those guys. Man United have to show that we're not the old washed up dragon stout drinking brother on the curb. Do you know what I mean? We actually have to show that we're actually here. We're drinking our juices. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, no fake thing. So
I think one of your main problems has been eliminated, though.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Your keeper.
Keeper, yeah. So good point. Lamens. One thing that Onana and our other keeper Bayern there couldn't do, when crosses came into the box, they couldn't command the box and catch them.
Yeah.
Lamens, our new keeper, done so well. Like, when those crosses coming in, he'll say his name and catch the ball.
Yeah.
Now, as a defender for Man United, do you know how reassured you feel knowing that the keeper behind you can command things in the air? Yeah. You don't have to do too much. You don't have to deal with it. He done so well. He got a clean sheet in his first game as well in the Premier League. I think we need to give him a round of applause for that, because Man United, we ain't been getting no clean sheets.
Yeah,
I can't remember
exactly.
the last time we had a clean sheet in the league.
You know?
It was against Aston Villa. I thought back at the end of last season. So yeah, like Lamens, you're right. Like we've got rid of Onana. He's gone to Turkey now, and Lamens played his first game. Bayern didn't play, and I feel like for the Liverpool game, having that keeper, it makes me feel much more confident that we won't lose.
Yeah, exactly.
Liverpool got their own problems. Mo Salah is not firing how he should be. People are even saying that he needs to be dropped. I haven't heard in years Mo Salah getting dropped. That's a person that, unless he's injured, he's starting.
Yeah.
So they've got their own problems. Verts, their 130 odd million midfielder, ain't doing nothing. He looks good on the ball sometimes, but then it's like the league, he isn't adapted to it, and he's getting found out. They bought Isak from Newcastle, still yet to score in the league. Like, there's problems, and I don't think they're connecting well. So I feel like Man United have a decent chance of getting something, not even just a draw, but actual win. Make Liverpool's run of 3 losses turn into 4. I pray to God, Man United, you can do this. Amarin, we need a good team sheet. Like, we need the lineup to be solid. Like, I feel like last week's one, the one that we just put out for Sunderland, decent. If we can go again, same keeper, same players. Maybe I wouldn't play Luke Shaw. That's not to drag anyone, but I feel like Luke Shaw is too... When I see players running at Luke Shaw, it seems like they're just going to get past him. It's like he's not there as a defender. So that's what I'm concerned about. But Sesko's bagged as well. Happy about that. Sesko, 2 goals in 2 games. He's one behind Victor Gyökeres now. No penalties as well. So I think we're seeing who's the better striker. I feel like Sesko, even his play with his teammates, he can hold. He's a target man. He can hold the ball. He can beat a player, pass the ball. I'm liking what I'm seeing. And because he's got his goals now, he's got 2 in 2 games, maybe he can kick on. This is my prediction. Sesko's going to bag 2 against Liverpool. Remember I said that. 2 goals. If it don't happen, I'm a joke, man. But I think, personally, he could do that. I think Mbeumo might get an assist again like he did this week. Things are happening. So I think it's just a matter of the team being confident. I feel like that's one thing that we've lacked over the last season. Lack of confidence. We don't go into games looking like we're going to pressure a team. When I look at old Man United clips and games, sorry to bring it back to that era, but I always say Roy Keane. I sound like a nostalgia man. But when those teams with that captain used to go out on the pitch, a lot of the times we've won the game before we've even kicked the ball. Yeah. The other team look at us and know, whoa, that's Man United.
Yeah.
So I feel like we need to bring back that ethos of, hold on, this is who we are. And I feel like the last time maybe we had something like that was around COVID times, when we had Cavani, when we had Rashford firing, Martial, don't want to say his name, but I have to, Greenwood. Like they were all, Pogba, all firing. And I feel like we need to get back to that. And I feel like the Sunderland game kind of showed us that we can win a game. Even though there was little defensive fragilities here and there, going forward, we were amazing. Like I said, if Ahmad and Mbeumo, when they're cutting in, if they're hitting corners instead of towards the keeper in the middle, those are extra goals we could have had. So,
how do you feel about Bruno Fernandes leaving?
I don't know where I stand on him at the moment, because I've seen him play well. I'm not a hater, but at the same time, I feel like he's playing out of his position, so we're not getting the best out of him. But even as a 10, I'm not sure he's the best 10 out there, if I'm being honest.
Do you think he's going to leave?
He could leave. So I'm hearing talks about him leaving in January to go to Saudi. My thing to that is, why January? Why didn't we do it in the summer? Do you know what I mean? There was 100 M's on the table. I don't know if we're going to get 100 M's from him in January. Maybe. I don't know. Sorry, not from him, for him.
For him, yeah.
But I think that'll be a good investment. But then again, the market in January is not as great as the market in summer. You have the best opportunity to get the best players when the season's done. Because like a move during the season, a lot of clubs don't want that. A lot of players don't want that. A lot of players are already settled in their clubs anyway.
Yeah, definitely. And
the only players that are really leaving in January are ones that aren't really playing in the game, in the teams anyway.
Yeah, fact.
So him leaving, personally, I've always been about Bruno. I'm not really someone that minds if he stays or goes at this point. So if he was to leave, good luck to him. He's helped us a lot, but I do think there's better out there. So yeah, I would take that 100 M's if I'm being honest. And also, I feel like him leaving as well could let us change our whole structure for everything. Right now, he's the captain, one, but two, he's also a person that Amarim doesn't drop. I don't like when players are undroppable unless they're playing well. Bruno doesn't always play well, but he doesn't get dropped. He doesn't get not even just dropped from just. I'm not even talking about just not starting. I'm talking about he doesn't even get subbed off when he's not playing well. And I feel like that's a frustration of mine. When a player's not playing well, you got to switch it up.
Definitely.
And I feel like Amarim's consistent sticking with Bruno playing. If you're gonna stick with him as well, at least push him upwards. Like put him in the right position. I just feel like it's kind of like we're just stuck. So him going could change everything about what's going on at Man United. So yeah.
How do you think the people they're looking at Amarim? Do you think he's got a longer time now? Do you think that?
So I feel like the board are sticking with him. I think the Brentford game was one where a lot of us were like, yeah, if he wasn't converted at that point to Amarim out, then that Brentford game would have got you there. But we know he's not going anywhere. The board seemed to be confident in him, and as he wins, he buys more time. So he won against Sunderland on the weekend, and I think it was a decent one. And his team sheet was better. One thing we still have a problem with is his selection of formation and system. We feel like I even saw a clip of one of Sir Alex Ferguson's old aides, like his management team, saying that he wouldn't play this system because the system isn't made for the players.
Yeah.
If you're gonna have that system, have the players, but you can't be stubborn and say, no, this is my system. The players have to
follow the system.
Because some players just aren't made for that. Like even playing Ahmad right wing back, even though he does a good job, he's more effective as a right winger.
Yeah.
I even think it goes to our signings in the summer. We're signing players for positions that we already have a player for, but because of his system, he wants to sign players and put other players in positions that they aren't super utilized. So one criticism is how stubborn he is. I want to see at least one formation change. It's like, bro, it's like having mac and cheese every day. I like mac and cheese, but if I was to have it every day, I'm going to get tired of it.
Thanks.
Do you know what I mean? So I just want to see him change, adapt. When I was speaking with Joe last season, we said that he can adapt in game. But in terms of the formation, he's not adapted that once. Don't you think that's scary that we've had him for nearly a whole year now? It's October right now. I think he came in November last year. No formation change. 3 here. I don't even want to talk, man. It just depresses me, but yeah. So,
what do you feel about this? The guy that wants to replace Amarim, Unai Emery.
I don't think Unai Emery wants to replace him. Do you know who I think would be a good replacement? Crystal Palace's manager. But I don't want him to leave Crystal Palace. I feel like he is good there. Like they've obviously won the FA Cup, they've won the Community Shield, and they were recently unbeaten until yesterday when they lost to Everton for 19 games. Crystal Palace, and that was the longest unbeaten run in Europe. So I feel like he's good at Crystal Palace, and they play a similar formation to us. Their system's a bit different. So even though formation and system sound the same, they are different. Like the way they play their formation, in that system is different. Like when they're out of possession, like there was a brilliant analysis clip where they were out of possession, but then someone clocked that Van Dijk was going to do a long ball out to Conor Bradley, and the way they shift as a defensive unit, Manchester United don't have that. We're not good at that. And I feel like he knows how to get the best out of his players, and he actually uses that system because he feels like those are the players he has for that system.
Yes.
As opposed to Ruben Amorim, where it's like, I don't have the players for the system, but I'm going to do this.
I'm going to do it anyway, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
He believes in the system over the players.
Yeah, exactly. So, Crystal Palace's manager, I'd take him at Man United. However, I don't want him to come to our team and it not work. Because then it will show me that it's not the manager. We can bring in whoever, but it's a bigger problem. It's actually the board. It's actually the people above. And that's what stresses me out.
Has Amarin signed new people?
In terms of summer?
Yeah, like what has he got new players coming in?
So he's done his summer transfers, but I think January will be telling. because January, that's when another transfer window opens.
Okay.
And we know we still need a midfielder. So he doesn't play Kobe mainly, which I find weird. He plays Ugarte, he plays Casemiro, he plays Bruno. There's no space for Kobe, even though I think Kobe's one of our more talented players.
Yeah.
They're saying he needs a player with legs, but what's the point of having legs in Ugarte if it doesn't do anything? We're still losing games.
Yeah.
I'd risk playing a Kobe. People say Kobe and Casemiro won't work. Fair enough. Do you know what? It's up to the manager to make it work, but I don't see how you cannot play a talent like Kobe Mainoo in your team. And then that's when it comes back to formation and system.
Yeah.
You're saying Kobe can't fit in your formation or system. Make a formation or a system that fits Kobe so his talent gets utilized.
Definitely.
It's strange. So in January, because he's not playing Kobe and he wants these players to play, we obviously need a midfielder. So in January, I do believe we need to get a midfielder. We might not be able to get the best one because it's in the January transfer window as opposed to the summer.
Yeah.
But we need a midfielder. And people are saying Adam Wharton, but even Adam Wharton, I don't see him leaving Crystal Palace for Man United anyway. Because why would Crystal Palace players leave a team that are doing well under a great manager to come to Man United? Right now, that's a step backwards. As embarrassing it is to say, that's a step backwards from Crystal Palace to Man United.
Yeah, it is.
Who would want to do that? I don't see Mateta coming to United if we went in for him. I don't see Wharton coming to Man United. I don't see Gay's never coming anyway, bro. He knows he's going somewhere else. But we need a midfielder, but I don't know who we can get. So
Who would you want?
Belieber, but I wouldn't want him for that price. So Brighton are trying to quote us 100 M's, and I feel like since the Harry Maguire transfer, where we paid 80 million for a defender that looked good, but only looked good because of the team was playing in that system, etc. I'm not sure that Man United's transfer policy allows for us to get good players at good prices anymore. And I feel that hurts us a lot. Because we're overpaying for players that then don't perform to the level of what we deem respectable for the amount we paid.
Yeah.
So we're always constantly disappointed. Someone like Pogba played so well for Man United, but the rhetoric that you hear about Pogba is, he flopped at Man United, blah, 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 blah. But these times, we only wanted so much from him because we paid the world transfer fee. But do you know what I mean? So that's a problem. So going back to who I want in the summer, in January, Belaba, good midfielder, done very well for Brighton, but we're probably going to end up paying 100 million for him. And then when he doesn't perform every week, same old problem. He's not good enough, blah, 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 blah. Problematic. So I'm not sure what we can do. I feel like we've messed up our transfers. I feel like what Barcelona did, where they had to give their kids in their academy game time. Now you got a Pedri, bad boy, that's been playing for 3 years plus. He wasn't always the best, but he done well in the academy, got promoted, and now he's looking like a world beater. Maybe Man United need to look into our academy as well and actually start thinking, who have we got? There's a player called Kone that apparently is very good. Now, I'm not the best person to speak on it because I haven't seen too much of him. But what I hear is he's good. Give players minutes. We might not even need to buy a player if we just start trying to figure out what we've got at home. There's rice at home, you know. It's not always McDonald's. There's rice at home.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, it's tough, man. It's tough, yeah.
I understand. But so what do you think in terms of like the next few games? Are you positive?
That's a good question. So like I said earlier, I do believe we can beat Liverpool. Liverpool going down. But then again, because they're going downhill, they're going to want to make a statement as well. But either way, I think we could beat Liverpool. Chelsea just beat them. And to answer your question, it depends on how we do against Liverpool. If we beat them, I'm going to be here that week saying we beat Liverpool. We are beating every other team in the league, including Arsenal when we butt them. I promise you. That's what I'll be saying. But if we don't beat, let's say it's a draw, I'll be it depends on how we played. If we lose that, we're fucking shit. Bro, when we lost against Brentford, I said I'm done. I'm done with that, bro. I'm done with Amrin. I'm done with this team. I was speaking to my brother today, Leslie. Leslie can tell you. Yeah. I was like, bro, Peckham Reds, do you want to get on the episode? Me and Nate want to invite guests. He was like, yeah, but I don't really watch United, you know. I watch Palace now. I'm like, raw. This is happening to my whole family.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
Tired of being disappointed.
yeah, exactly, and that's the word. We are disappointed, and it's like we want to have confidence in our team. I'm jealous of Arsenal fans. Last week we lost to Brentford. Chelsea lost to Brighton. Liverpool lost to Crystal Palace. Tottenham drew, and Arsenal won. Bro, I know there were so many people that have never taken drugs that were the highest they've ever been.
Yeah.
Just that natural high. Like they took meth.
Yeah,
Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We don't get that feeling no more, Man United fans. We don't. But if we beat Liverpool, it will give me some encouragement. Like, yes, you know what? We can kick on from there. And we don't have no Europe like the rest of these teams. So I'm expecting to perform better in the league because we're not going to have the injuries that these lot are going to have in Europe.
Yeah.
We're not going to have the fatigue that these lot have from playing more games than us. We're not going to have all of these things. Like the fixtures aren't going to be congested. We don't have nothing to complain about. We just train, play on Saturday or Sunday or Monday, okay, whenever it is. So to answer your question, sorry to go around, but if we beat Liverpool, I'm confident that we can get a streak of good wins and good games.
Early as well though, Man United, you lot are like 3 points behind City.
3 points behind City, 6 points behind Arsenal. Yeah, let me correct myself. We are 10th, not 9th. And Sunderland are 9th, not 8th. However, bro, Arsenal lose 2 games, Man United win 2 games. We're par with these lot. Like, it's not, when you actually look at it, it's not a car crash. I feel like, because we've lost to Brentford, and I think we lost, I can't remember who else we've lost to at this point, but we've lost games that we feel we could have performed better. But if we beat Liverpool, I promise you the feeling's different.
If Aberrant called you tomorrow and said, Leonard, what formation should I use? What would be your answer?
Ooh, that's a good question. I'd start with a back 4. Definitely. I feel like this wing back thing is crazy, and we don't have the midfield for playing 3 in the back.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like people like to drift in different places. And when you're, let's say there's 2 players that are supposed to be here and here. But when this player here drifts out, that creates a space there that can be attacked. And that's what happens a lot of the time where other teams get the ball, then they hit us on the transition and we're just running back, not knowing what to do, where we are, etc., etc. And it makes teams easy to attack us. So I start with a 4 at the back. I might even go 4-4-2. I'll be honest. My favorite formation in football is 4-3-3. I like wingers that can run on the sides, byline or cut in. I think is dangerous. And the way Man United play, if we have wingers that are quick, we'll be mashing up teams once we get possession. But obviously, 4-3-3 isn't really used that much nowadays. For stability, I think even though it's old school, a 4-4-2 might work for my team. I'll be honest. Play 4 at the back, a left back and a right back, and that's their job. Not going bomb, not doing wing back stuff. Leave that stuff to the midfielders on the right and the left. Play 2 in the middle as usual, so that way you're still covered. You cover more of the pitch. I feel like you leave less gaps in a 4-4-2, and then have 2. It might not even have to be 2 strikers. It could be one behind the other. So like that's where I'll play Bruno behind the striker, for example. So it might be a 4-4-1-1.
That makes sense.
Maybe that's how I'll play it, to be honest. So that's what I'd do. That's what I told Amarin. Like, bro, this free thing at the back, we're not that team.
It's not what it says.
We're not that team, bro. We don't know how to work properly with that, man. Leave that to Crystal Palace, man. They're the kings of that right now.
Yeah. That's your team, isn't it? Right?
That's my other team. You know what I'm saying?
So what? Again, like for me, I feel like once the goalkeeper was changed, and now you've got like the formations can be negotiated. If you get what I'm saying, a bit more.
Yeah.
I think maybe, like I said, from what it looked like before, for me, there's someone that didn't overly follow it. It's just that your keeper was.
Yeah.
It's almost like having an open goal.
Yeah.
So now you got somebody that's gonna try and stop the ball now. That's getting nutmegged and things like that. You're not supposed to, after you get paid a certain amount of money, you can't get nutmegged.
Yeah.
Do you
know what I'm saying? And that's very true. That's very true. And like, bro, I hate to admit this, but I'm jealous of teams like Arsenal. I'm jealous of teams like Liverpool because a lot of the games that they win or don't lose points in, usually it's because their keeper makes 2 or 3 good saves that stops the other team from scoring. For us, it's the opposite way. Our keeper should be making saves that he's not making. So if you look at the expected goals that we should be preventing, we don't even hit that. We're below it. Do you know what I mean? Now we've got our new keeper, like I said, calm, and then not just forget the saves that he makes, just the confidence it gives to the defenders. It makes things so much more cohesive. It's not as chaotic. You're not having, man, what should I do next? Oh, is my keeper coming for the ball? Etc. There's less mistakes made when there's confidence, because then you can focus on football as opposed to focus on putting out fires. You shouldn't be putting out fires. You should just be making sure the foundations are there. There's no fires today. Instead of, where's the water hose? I need to put out the fire. Do you know what I mean?
Facts.
And Man United don't even put out the fire properly. We're not putting no water on fires. We're throwing sand on it, hoping that the sand dulls the fire, bro. Like, we ain't been that team. So now with our keeper, the foundation's there. We ain't got to worry about fires. Well, obviously it's only been 1 game, but I hope it continues going that way. Clean sheets, etc., etc. So yeah.
What team do you think's going to win the league? We was talking about it earlier, but you say Liverpool.
Liverpool are shaky. I still feel like it's early. It's too early. Like, people are saying that there's a title. There were people saying in September that there's a title race between Arsenal and Liverpool.
Okay.
You're just jokers and you're all high. It's September. How can there be a title race when the season ends in May? Do you know what I mean? 5 games in, 6 games in, man are talking about title race. I feel like it should always stay as Christmas. Christmas should be the time where you get to decide who's in the race now. There's 5 months left, etc., etc. That's when you decide who's in the race, who's doing well, who might even get relegated. But it's too early to call. Way too early to call. But I do know that Liverpool are going to find it harder this year to win the league than they did last year. If anything, they've regressed. I don't know how you win the league, you sign, and they're different to any other team. When teams win the league, they usually get stronger, unless you're a team like Leicester, where you win the league, then all the big clubs come and get your players. Do you know what I mean? Liverpool are not that. No one's going to come and get your players. You've lost Trent. I get that. That's maybe the one that you've lost. But no, your team's not getting ransacked. If anything, you've bought players to make your team even stronger. So how you are now not making it work shows that there's glaring problems. It might be your manager. It might be players are getting too old, i.e. Salah, not making the best decisions. Your signings might not even be as great as they are. Verts, Frimpong, etc. So that's weird. I'm not sure Liverpool are winning the league this season. I'm going to put it out there. But at the same time, I'm not going to say Arsenal win the league either. Even if you are probably the strongest team in the league at the moment. But I know you lot. I genuinely know you lot. I can put money on it that you lot not win the league. Because even though you have people like, you have Manchester United legends like Wayne Rooney and Gary Lineker basically saying that they want Arsenal to win the league. I'm not on that. I'm a Peckham Red, bro. You're not getting that out of me. I believe City have a better chance of winning league than Arsenal. And I know they've lost a lot of games. They've lost a significant amount of games this season already. However, when it comes down to it, I don't think Arsenal get a league. I think Chelsea are even stronger than Arsenal as well. So we'll see. I feel like a bum not saying Man United in this league talk. However, you lot know me. I've been delusional past couple years. I got to keep it humble. If we win the FA Cup this season, I'm happy. If we finish top 4 this season, I'm happy. I hope so. Obviously, I hope we can win the league, but I got to wait until January to start. Yeah, I got to wait until January to know what's going on with Man United. So yeah. That's that, man.
If a team was to scrap all of its players,
Yeah.
has a team ever done that before?
You don't really find that during the season. But like even in the summer.
At any point, I'm saying.
Nah, I don't think that happens, no. It's so hard to get rid of players because everyone's in a contract first of all.
That's what I'm saying.
And then to do that, you'd have to get new players on new contracts, which have to be negotiated, etc., etc.
Yeah.
It's just too much work. But there are teams like, so going back to the case of Barcelona, they didn't scrap their players, but they went through a transition phase where they had to play a lot of their academy players. That's why you got your Lamine Yamals now. you got your Gavis, you got your Pedris, etc., where they couldn't sign new players. Chelsea went through that as well, actually, at a time where they couldn't sign new players either. So they had to play. That's where your Mason Mounts came in, your Reece James, etc. Lampard actually, one thing, Lampard don't get enough credit for building that Chelsea squad, the Reece James, the Mount, even though Mount's not there anymore, etc. So you don't really get rid of players, but a lot of the time when you have transfer bans or you can't spend money, you look to your academy. I feel like Man United really need to start looking at our academy instead of spending millions of pounds on players. When I say look at our academy, I'm not just talking about the players that are currently in the academy. I'm talking about the players that have graduated from the academy as well. Yeah. We need a Colby to play more. That's a talent that we cannot lose. We've already lost.
What about management?
Management.
Do you feel like they should have got rid of that? What's his name? Rajnik guy, the Raging. What's his name? Ranick.
What about him?
I think that I've heard people say that was one of the worst decisions they made, getting rid of him.
You know what? I'm not sure because he didn't really. I don't know because not performances, the results that he was getting weren't the best, but he did identify problems with us. But going back to my point before I speak about management, I feel like there are players in the academy and graduates that should play. Colby Mainu definitely should play. The reason why I say that as well, we overlooked Scott McTominay. He ended up being the best player in Italy. He won Serie A's MVP. Højlund's now gone, and he's playing well in the same team at Napoli. They're top of the league. So I feel like we're too quick to get rid of young players, and in terms of management, we don't know what we're doing. Should we stick with Amorim? That's the question. I don't know. I have been Amorim out, but at the same time, if he has been, I haven't always been Amorim out, but I have been Amorim out for the past since the Fulham game, I'd say, where we drew 1-1. If we get rid of him, who comes in next? I don't want to have this revolving door of managers where it's not the manager's fault. So, like I said with Oli Glasner, the Crystal Palace manager, great manager, but if Amorim goes, he might not even want to come. He might see the problems are bigger than him. So I don't know what we should do with management. That's a good question. Should we stick? Should we not?
And there's not only one management. I'm saying, that I feel like even like some of them are sporting directors as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. So like the board,
yeah, you know what I mean. I'm not just going for Amorim. I'm saying that there's a whole set of people that don't get spoken about in these conversations.
Do you know what? Sorry to answer to cut you off. No, I think our owners, the Glazers. Look at me confusing people. The Glazers, I feel like once they come out of our club, problems start to be fixed.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like our owners not investing in the right places. It's like there's a lack of care. Ineos have come in to work with the Glazers, and Ineos are working more on the football side of things, which sounds more positive. They're building a new stadium, investing £2 billion into a new stadium. There are positive things, but I feel like the Glazers have to go before we actually get rid of the root cause of the problems at Man United.
Why are of late I've noticed that a lot of the hungrier teams are winning.
Yeah, and that's down to management and the board being aligned, and also patience and allow managers to have more influence on what's going on. I feel like with Man United, there's always a thing behind the scenes where managers aren't happy because the board and the management aren't aligned. So maybe the manager won't get the player that they want, etc. But when I look at Crystal Palace, for example, it looks like they're together. Mark Gay was supposed to go to Liverpool this summer. I don't know if you remember, in this transfer window. And it seems like Oli Glasner spoke with the owners and the board at Crystal Palace and said, this player cannot go. I don't care how much money we're getting for him. And they pulled the plug on that transfer. And now Crystal Palace have got a player that was going to go to Liverpool and arguably solve Liverpool's problems, but now he's at Crystal Palace being sturdy. And it seems like they're aligned. Man United, I'm not sure how aligned our managers, our board, our owners all are. It seems like we're playing Tetris, but we're not fitting the pieces together properly. Whereas so the smaller teams might have gotten that. So you got Bournemouth right now playing very well. They great players. Manager seems to know what he's doing. Manager seems aligned with the owners. Crystal Palace, same thing. So to your point, it seems like they know how to work it out better. Man United, But then again, there's the pressure of the club as well. So the club, Man United is a big club.
Yeah,
Yeah, just,
used to be.
Man said used to. Damn. So yeah.
He says you're getting beaten by pubs. Pub teams. What was that pub team that beat them?
Don't do that. He's talking about Grimsby Town. Don't do that.
It even says town.
Yeah, man.
Grimsby Town. You know what I mean? It's like one strip with a couple shops on it. You know? And a pub.
Let me cut that short and quick. Man United were only as good as our last, innit? Did we win our last game?
No, you definitely did.
Thank you. So forget that Grimsby Town. I don't want to do it anymore.
Let me tell you why Grimsby always going to stay in my heart this season, yeah?
Go on.
Because, again, I've never heard them in my life.
Yeah. No, I hear you. But you know what?
So
Let's end on a good note.
At the end of the day.
Forget that. Let's end on a good note. I'm not doing this. I'm not getting bantered. Man United, we won our last game. We got Liverpool next after the international break. And I feel like that will be a critical juncture in our season. So on that note, thank you for tuning into another episode of Beckham Reds. I'm Len, and this is Beckham Reds. Thank you.